Hi there, this is Anna Dolopo. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and today's video is specifically to other licensed acupuncturists and those who are also doctors of acupuncture and Chinese medicine and doctors of oriental medicine, and any practitioners worldwide who practice acupuncture and Chinese medicine and are in the need to understand how to grow your practice and make more money. I will be teaching the fundamentals of the business acumen of successful acupuncturists with the Academy of Acupuncture this April 3, 7:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It will be live streaming. And so you can go to the academyofacupuncture.com and you can register there. You can also visit me at successfulacupuncturist.com. You'll see Train with Anna, and then you'll also see a link for April 3, and the link will be there to register directly with the Academy of Acupuncture. So the fastest way to register with me is through the academyofacupuncture.com website. You will receive, for those of you in the US, 4 PDAs. So it is, you will get 4 national PDAs, and you will also receive 4 CEUs for those of you in California. I've been in practice since 1999. I practiced TCM from 1999 to 2006, and then I met the late Grandmaster Dr. Richard Tefutan and March 6, 2006, and I earned my gold level certificates from him on April 12, 2012. I'm a gold level balance method acupuncturist, and then I earned my BOTSA certificate with him in 2015. And I am, after, this is my 22nd year in practice, I just completed my third semester, my 4th classes. I took 2 classes this semester in my doctorate program with the Pacific College of Health Sciences. I graduated from PCOM in 1998. So now that you know a little bit about me, after I read these testimonials, I'll tell you a little bit more about my story and my career and how I ended up being here. But for now, I would like to share with you some powerful testimonials from my top performing elite black belts. I have signed at least 35 elite black belts since 2019. As with all classes, there's always a bell curve, and some elite black belts, some students just shine. And I would like to think that I've had a really good impact on every student that I've touched into their business, into their lives. But some people are just in my program, just like with any program, you get out what you put in. So one of them is from my top performing elite black belt from 2020. I'm going to keep everyone anonymous for now. So there were 5 questions that a potential student who is a licensed acupuncturist, and he wanted to know, I don't know if he's also a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, but these are all practitioners, and he wanted to know some answers to some questions. So he wanted to know, how long is the elite black belt and program? And one of my students said, it's as much time as you want to commit. So with the video training and the elite black belt training, the videos only is $75 a month. You can cancel anytime. I do my best to put out content that is relevant to building a very profitable practice. Again, a lot of these fundamentals will be discussed this Saturday with the Academy of Acupuncture. The Elite Black Belt program is $500 a month. So the videos only is $75 a month. The Elite Black Belt program is a business consulting program, and it is $500 a month, and you can cancel anytime. So the second question is, how much time per week is required to be dedicated outside of your practice? So he wanted to know, how much time do I require out of students to work with me? And my student said, as much as you want to commit. On average, the third question, on average, how soon did you begin to see results? Her answer, almost immediately, but you must be clear with which results you are seeking. So let's discuss this. What is your definition of success? Is your definition of success seeing 20 patients a week, 50 patients a week, 100 or more patients a week? Is it having more life work balance? Is it you want to cut down your hours, but you want to make more money? Do you want do you want to be working? Do you want to make more passive income? Do you want to do more of a telemedicine type of practice? Do you want to go from insurance to cash, or do you want to go from cash to insurance? Do you want to go work at an FHQC and really build that practice, or do you want to work at on a cruise ship? Are you working from your house? Are you driving to people's homes? Are you working in someone's clinic and you want to be in your own clinic? Or do you want to let go of a clinic? So everyone's in different places in life, and there's no right or wrong. I don't ever want anyone to feel as if you have to have your own practice. Are you in a hospital setting and you really like the hospital setting? It's what works for you at your place, in what space and time you're at in your life. As you can see, I have 3 kids. I'm married. I'm also in my doctorate program, and there are some fun things that I love to do. If I really want to turn it up, I definitely am able to see well over 100 patients a week. These days, when I'm in school, this is my only semester that I took 2 classes. That was a bit intense for me. So I'm just going to stick with 1 class a semester that allows me to see as many patients as I can. I'm definitely happy when I'm seeing over 100 patients a week. Slow weeks, I'm seeing 80 or so patients a week. So I average between 90 to 115 or so patients. If I really, really want to turn it up, I can see 110 to 130 patients a week. It just depends what's going on in my life. So when we see that question, my students and I see that question, on average, how soon did you begin to see results? It just depends on what results you are defining as. Number 4, how available was Dr. Dolopo during this process if you needed her? My student said incredibly available. She will make you feel like a top priority. I feel very honored to receive this answer. I really hope this is how my clients, my patients in my own practice at Elements in Harmony feel. I really hope this is how my students feel. I want everyone to feel as if I'm giving them far more than they pay for. It is evening, and I have some patients here. My clients, I usually call my patients my clients, but we'll just call them my patients tonight, just so that you don't get confused with my students and my patients. My patients stay 1 to 3 hours. I always guarantee 45 minutes. I want my patients to feel like their time here does matter. When I'm talking with my students, these doctors, the reason why I call them elite black belts is because they've accomplished so much in their lives, and I want them to feel as if how I treat them is how they should behave. They're black belts in life. They are leaders. If you're a doctor, if you're a healer, if you're a licensed acupuncturist, you are a leader, and people treat you as such. So I want my students and my patients equally to feel as if they are my top priority. So none of these answers were solicited. These are answers that my students gave from the heart, and this really meant a lot to me, that answer. Number 5, I see that some of you are seeing a vast number of patients in a short period of time. How much assistance are you receiving during this? She said, I'm not sure I understand the question. He eventually clarified it, which is basically how many people are working for you. I can tell you, with as many patients as I'm able to see per week, most people wouldn't be able to be as efficient as me. Most men in general would need to have 1 to 3 employees to be able to concentrate on their patients and also run a practice. Women tend to be a little more skilled when it comes to multitasking. Men tend to be very adept and very conscientious of being there just for patients and having someone else run their practice. So I would say, when I answered him privately, I said, for the most part, the way I practice, most men in general would need to have 1 to 3 other assistants, office assistants, managers to run their practice. So, but most of my female students are able to run their practices like me. So we're going to go more into that answer later. How many rooms do you have available for treatments? My student said, I have 5 treatment rooms and 6 treatment spaces. So my other student, that woman, the doctor who responded to, we'll call him P, that doctor who responded to him is married with 2 children. And she has, this past week, she just gave me a tremendous testimonial, and I think she's seeing 75 patients a week now, and she opened up her practice. She went from one clinic into her own clinic, and she is, after 2 months, she's already seeing 75 patients a week. She's able to maximize the capacity at 91 patients a week. I teach my students how to know the score. I teach my students how to be able to maximize their time with their patients and make sure that their patients feel as if they're getting the most tremendous results with them, that my students under promise and over deliver as doctors, and that their patients feel as if they're getting more than what they paid for. So my second top elite performing black belt answered his question also, and she said, "Dearest P, thank you for asking detailed questions and doing your due diligence." Again, P is doing his best to see if working with me would be helpful. Quite a few people are registered for my class this Saturday. Please consider registering for my class on April 3, 7:30 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. It will be live streaming. Now, again, I'll be teaching the fundamentals of the business acumen of successful acupuncturists. What does that mean? We'll be discussing quite a few things, and I've already posted 2 videos prior to this one promoting that class. One of them, I really detailed the 25 topics that I hope I'll have enough time to cover. My classes tend to be very interactive. I want to make sure that I'm giving my students exactly what they want. But some of the fundamentals include correct mindset. So that is very, very important. And I think it's very kind and critical of Dr. P to be doing his due diligence to make sure that investing time with me, whether it's with the Zoom training that I provide, or with the Academy of Acupuncture, or with my book. My new book is my new edition of my second edition of my book is printed now. Training with me for the Elite Black Belt program. He's doing his due diligence to see if investing in my training program is worthwhile. So my second top elite performing black belt in order of answers, she said she joined the Elite Black Belt program in May 2019. That's when I started. It is currently March 2021. Her answer continues. At the time when I joined, the program was new, and as with all new programs, there may be some growing pains, which is true. The program now is streamlined and direct. So you can go to successfulacupuncturist.com and you can go directly there. You can register with the Academy of Acupuncture there. I have the links there. You can sign up for the videos only training there for $75 a month. You can sign up for the Elite Black Belt program for $500 a month. You can it's streamlined. So you can sign up and you can cancel at any time. No questions asked. I want people to feel as if, everything's cool, everything's chill, everyone's very supportive, and I want people to feel as if they're getting more than what they pay for with me. It allowed me, continuing with her answer, it allowed me to grow my practice with confidence and move to another larger facility. On that note, I know I did a video on this, but I'm going to reiterate it here. During the pandemic 2020, one of my students, she's in Pasadena. She is also one of my top performing elite black belts. She opened her practice right before the lockdown in 2020, and she's profiting. She went from one office into her own office. That's a huge deal. Then 5 more of my elite black belts opened up their own practices. Most of them in California, one as far out as Maryland, and they're all profiting. They opened during the pandemic, and some of them during the lockdown and some of them right after the lockdown, and they are profiting. And you can go to successfulacupuncturist.com and you can see that testimonial. That page that shares their testimonials. I'm so proud of that. Not only did they have the guts to open during the pandemic, but that they are thriving. That matters to me tremendously. So this doctor, she is one of my elite black belts who opened during the pandemic. It allowed me to grow my practice. My training helped her grow her practice with confidence and move to another larger facility, going from one county to another county. She's actually 5 minutes from me here in Orange County. I have 4 elite black belts here in Orange County, and I can honestly tell you that they feel, or at least I hope they feel, as if I don't hold back. I give them all my secrets. I share as much as possible with them. I have students all around the world, all in many different countries, and whether they're here in Orange County, here in California, here in the States, Canada, South America, South Africa, different parts of Asia, different parts of Europe. I want my students to feel as if they are getting everything from me. This is how Dr. Richard Tan taught. This is how Dr. Eileen Hahn teaches, and this is how my mentors from other disciplines teach me. They share with me everything. So I want to make sure that I share what Dr. Tan calls the goodies, because I really do want my students to succeed. I call my students elite black belts for a reason, because you are all doctors, all licensed acupuncturists, doctors of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, or whatever your titles are. You are there to do great work, and I want to build upon that from a business perspective. This doctor went on to share testimonials saying, I went from 3 treatment rooms to 8 treatment spaces. That's important to understand, because not all are doing private room settings. They can be doing community type settings, but not charging sliding scale fees. They're charging premier, they're charging what they feel is their value, their worth, but they're not necessarily in private rooms. So when you hear 8, like in my office, I have 5 tables, 4 big recliners, and then 5 anti-gravity chairs. So I have space for a lot of patients. My patients, I guarantee 45 minutes, but many of them stay 1 to 3 hours. So I want them to feel as if I really want them to stay, and I try my best to not rush them. I want them to feel as if they can stay for hours. Anna works with your pace. I wanted to show myself what I was made of and went fully in, balls to the walls, excuse my French. So what she's sharing is that she went full blown when she started working with me. The part where she says Anna works with your pace, something that I share with my students over and over and over, is do what you can physically, emotionally, and financially handle. I want my students to feel that they do with me what you can physically and emotionally handle. And of course, they're obviously investing in what they can afford. I learned my limitations and broke through so many of my boundaries. I instantly made more money. That's the thing that I specialize in, helping doctors and licensed acupuncturists make more money. I share this over and over. You go to successfulacupuncturist.com and you will see it. You'll see my Linus, and you'll scroll down and it will say Anna specializes in helping doctors make more money. I instantly made more money, saw more patients, and reached my goals weekly. That is money right there. That is the goal. That is the emphasis. This is what Dr. Tan and other masters have taught me. I'm still being taught this, because guess what? Your school took a lot of money from you. And life, I'm here in Orange County. It's costly to live here. I worked in 2 community medical clinics, 2 FHQCs. They're Samahan Community Medical Clinics in San Diego. I was their first licensed acupuncturist. I did my due diligence. I worked in homeless shelters doing acupuncture. I went to home after home after home, getting $60, driving down to San Diego, getting $60 and putting the $60 back into my car. I had to learn 1999 to 2006. It was school of hard knocks. I had no business degree, no marketing knowledge, nothing. I had to learn how to brand myself. I had to learn how to do things on my own, how to be able to keep the lights on, how to pay my rent, how to do all kinds of things that were not taught in Chinese medical school. So if you went into Chinese medical school already with business acumen, good for you. If you went to Chinese medical school with knowledge of marketing, good for you. I did not. In 1999, we didn't have laptops that we can just use anywhere. Some people did, but I did not. We didn't have the internet. I didn't start marketing on social media until 2006. And it wasn't until I had the help of people, Tammy Sproul with Fruition Marketing and Design. She helped me. Andy Dio, he was a VP of marketing at the time for big and small companies. He helped me. He actually came with this font on white. It looks really nice. So it took a while for me to really learn how to brand myself. I'm still learning how to brand myself. This is my third website, elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. I'm still learning because it's Kaizen. It's constant and never ending improvement. So it's being able, if you were to ask me 1999 to 2006, oh, will you be teaching the business acumen of successful acupuncturists one day? I would have told you no, because I didn't make a profit during that time. I had to work one or two other jobs just to make ends meet. I got licensed in 99, got married in 2002, had my first child in 2004, and I was working with other doctors. I was working for other doctors. I was working with chiropractors, other acupuncturists, trying to figure things out. And in the figuring things out, that's where some beauty was, because the School of Hard Knocks is always a great way to learn. But it's always better when you can learn from someone who has been there, done it, and hopefully has made um, millions of dollars and been able to share with you exactly how to do it. That's how I learned with Dr. Richard Tefutan, and also with my current master, who is not a licensed acupuncturist but is a very skilled businessman. And I learned things about marketing, about branding, about how to carry myself in conducting business. And so that right there is important with this statement. I instantly made more money, saw more patients, and reached my goals weekly. That is um, the culmination of so much fundamental knowledge in my training. I will say you'll get what you put into it. That's what she shared. Anna was always available for me when I needed a quick answer. If I had more in-depth questions, I would wait for our consultations. Another benefit are the lifelong friendships I've created with other black belts. So she was answering his questions, especially with the Elite Black Belt program. Once you're an Elite Black Belt, you're an Elite Black Belt for life. So I really take pride, and I really constantly share with people that once you're in the Elite Black Belt program, you are in the most supportive program on the planet in building a practice. We're healers, we're doctors, we're licensed acupuncturists, and we're a very unique breed because, all people who go into any kind of medicine, Western medicine, chiropractic, naturopathic, physical therapy, um, mental health, Ayurvedic, what have you. There's so many medical disciplines out there. In Chinese medicine, we're definitely a unique breed. As with all practitioners, we go into this with all our heart. But the one thing that I can honestly say, and I know this because I just finished my third semester in in my doctorate program, what lacks in Chinese medical school, at least in the 90s, and it still seems like it's that way now, is learning business acumen. I shared my book. I'll show you my new book that is hot off the press, The Business Acumen of Successful Acupuncturists. My brother, Thomas Acumen, with spiritgraphics.net, let me make sure I give you the correct website. He just, created this. And Dr. Alex Costa, he's a licensed acupuncturist, doctor of Chinese medicine in Brazil, made this beautiful, beautiful book for me. The first one was all black and white. Let me make sure I give you Thomas's Spirit Graphics correct website. Spiritprinting.net. So this, a lot of people helped me with this. Tammy helped me with the logo, and Thomas helped me with the printing. There's a lot when it comes to being an acupuncturist with building a brand. This is my logo. The Elements of Harmony Acupuncture and Chinese Herbs. When we're in practice, we want to make sure you have a brand. And so this is what I share with my elite black belts is understand your brand, understand how you're presenting yourself on social media. So that part of the answer. Another benefit are the lifelong friendships I've created with other black belts. We hold ourselves at a higher level, as we should. I want, we're not surgeons, but I really want my circle of licensed acupuncturists and doctors of acupuncture and Chinese medicine to hold ourselves with this esteem that we are doing great work in our communities, and we do create great friendships with each other. I want everyone to feel as if they're very much supported. And even in my free training in the business acumen of successful acupuncturists, those who are still on the fence of whether they want to train with me or not, I want them to feel as if I am accessible, I am approachable. And with all students, with Dr. Eileen Hahn, with the Academy of Acupuncture, I want them to feel as if you can approach me. But one thing that I will share over and over and over is, as a doctor, as a licensed acupuncturist, you must constantly take Eileen's classes, Dr. Hahn's classes. You must take module 1 and module 2 over and over and over. This is how I was able to separate myself from the herd in understanding balance method. Whatever style you do, Japanese meridian therapy, traditional Chinese medicine, Korean hand acupuncture, whatever type of oriental medicine, balance method, master tongue, whatever you do, make sure that you become quite skilled in what you do, and really, commit to that training so that you become a leader, the most effective one, if possible, within 10-30 miles away from you. I want people to feel as if, when I'm training you, you really feel as if you're the best person in your community. And I share this with tremendous humility, knowing that 4 of my students are here in Orange County. I want them to feel, even with one of my students, she's right here in Orange County, I want them all to feel like they are the best, because your intention in your office will permeate your practice. Your patients should feel as if they're in the best hands. They're in the best hands possible. So she finished her testimonial with, I'm sure others will chime in here. So she shared something from her Instagram, which is a beautiful poetic. She's, this doctor is very, very poetic, and she's very elegant. Your obsession becomes your passion, by Sean Croxton. And, I'm keeping all doctors in this testimonial video private, just, for privacy reasons. But I love that she shared this on her Instagram. Your obsession becomes your passion, your possession. Your obsession becomes your possession. So I love that, by Sean Croxton. So that's something that, she seems that it seems to be that she feels that's part of our training with the Elite Black Belt program. I will impart this on Saturday at 7:30 in the morning on April 3 with the Academy of Acupuncture, when we teach the fundamentals of the business acumen of successful acupuncturists. One of my patients, she and her husband, they're close to retiring. They've had a software and IT program business, and I can understand the kind of work they put out. My husband's in IT. So her daughter, who I treated her daughter way before her daughter became a dentist. So I was treating her daughter and her son when they were in college. And her daughter's now a dentist. And when I showed her my original book, The Business Acumen of Successful Acupuncturists, it's not like it is now. It's a different book. And when I showed it with her, because I've treated them since 2006, 7, 8, she looked at the book and she said, Anna, this isn't the business acumen of successful acupuncturists. This is the business acumen of business. And I was so honored because when she shared that, because these are the mother and I treated the whole family, the mom, the husband, her family in Hong Kong whenever they visit, her children and their friends. They all, for my patient, the mother, because I have put in my heart and soul into this book, and into my training. I want my students to feel as if every time we talk, every time we share dialogue with each other, every time we have our Zoom meetings, every time we do a class with the Academy of Acupuncture, every time we chat on the forum, that they feel like they're getting everything from me. So let's see, more answers, more testimonials. Let's see, when the first doctor answered number 5, to clarify his question, what I meant is, how many assistants, people that work for you to handle all the non-acupuncture specific tasks, such as making sure rooms inventory is well stocked, overall inventory is reordered, phone is answered, scheduling is done, payments received, insurance billed, etc. So she answered, I have just left the clinic where I had access to front desk who would help with cleaning rooms, booking appointments, and ask data entry. Right now, I am 11 weeks into my new clinic, and I'm flying solo, but have plans to hire someone soon to help with those tasks. So that's where she's at. Um, then a difference. Oh, what else did she write? She said, Anna is really good at helping you identify what is the best it is for you to run your practice. So the best way for you individually to run your practice. Of all the people I know who work with her, we all converse frequently and have different practice models. We are all in different stages of life and career, but we are all thriving under her guidance. So I'm grateful for that answer. All my students are thriving under my guidance. And he said, super, just wanted to know. Another testimonial. She definitely, she is one of my elite black belts who became a rising star quickly in 2020. She just got her license a couple of years ago. And last year, she opened up her practice. And within 4 months, she was already making 300% more than she was making with another acupuncturist she had been working with. So we had a goal, and she exceeded that goal by 20%. That extra 20% got her to 300% more than what she had been earning when she was working for another acupuncturist. So I'm going to read to you the third acupuncturist testimonial. I agree with the first doctor. The program is as long as you're willing to commit to it. In my experience, I spent a lot of time outside of treating patients to work on building my practice. But this is up to me. This is my decision. You can put as much or as little as you want into your business. Depends on how much or little result you want to see. As an elite black belt, I saw results faster than others around can believe. I'm currently a one-woman band. So I'm going to repeat that last testimonial. I saw results faster than others around can believe. So this is another testimonial that shares how one thing that my mentors have shared with me is that they teach me something and I should be able to apply it the next day. That means that the data that I receive as a student should be an easy to digest format and an easy to execute. But the hard part is I actually have to listen and I have to take action. So that's one thing that I teach my students how to do. How to, number one, be very coachable, and number two, be able to take action. Because you can take notes all day long, but unless I give activities that are very accessible, that they can apply the next day, then they're not going to build on those results. When people are able to take action on things that they believe they can do, it builds confidence, and more confidence builds more actions. So we really discuss this. I want to make sure that my students follow through with the intentions that they, write down on paper. I ask them, what is it that you want to fulfill? And then we write it down, and then we create action steps that they can actually apply the next day. And that's how you see the testimonial like this. I saw results faster than others around me can believe, which means, and she also shared that she was making more money. This is the whole purpose of this class this Saturday. The second doctor chimed back in. We just hired someone in our office. Functionality is so much better. She just opened her practice last year. I finally feel like I can breathe. Our office assistant is young. This is her first job, and she's nailing it. We're helping build her resume. She feels so proud to say she works at a doctor's office and is extremely teachable. I love supporting others and providing a space for others to grow too. And she also shared, I love my 4 hours a day. I have too many other goals to reach. I do want to share that she and her husband are a team. They have this magnificent, beautiful, elegant practice just 5 minutes away from me. And this student, I'm very proud of her. Her Alfa Romeo is being delivered to her door in about 3 days, I believe. That is a huge goal. She told me she was going to accomplish this last year. And I'm grateful that she considers my training to be part of that success. She worked very hard for it, and I'm grateful to be a part of that dream come true. Let's see. When someone asked doctor number 2 how long she's been in practice, she said, I've been in private practice for 5 years. I hired Anna Dolopo when I was 2.5 years into private practice. Let me tell you how powerful this is. I was in practice for 7 years, and I was having to work 1 or 2 other jobs. What I'm sharing is basically how to learn the ropes fast. There was no Anna Dolopo teaching me the ropes. There was no Anna Dolopo teaching me do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, so that you can, cut the learning curve. That's the whole purpose of my practice, is to help people cut the learning curve. And so, um, for her to already have an Alfa Romeo, 5 years into practice, I think that's huge. Um, I'm so proud of that. I take so much pride in that. I'm so proud of her for that. This is something like I feel like when my students achieve great things in their lives, whether it's more work-life balance. One of my students, she has a PhD in biochemistry. She's also a hypnotherapist, and she's also a clinical hypnotherapist, and also a licensed acupuncturist. And she was already making great money, but her intention with me when she hired me a couple of years ago was to have more energy. So not everyone hires me for more money. Some people hire me for more energy. Some people hire me for more work-life balance. Some people hire me for just to have, greater self-esteem, being able to be on camera, being able to communicate better with other professionals, being able to network. There are so many reasons why people reach out to me. So, I'm going to reiterate this. This doctor number two, she said, I've been in private practice. She's also a functional medicine doctor as well as a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. I've been in private practice for 5 years. I hired Anna when I was 2.5 years into private practice. So I'm so proud of that. Um, the next testimonial, thank you for reading all of this. My elite black belts, they really came to my aid this morning when these questions were asked by Dr. P to share how my training has helped them. So the fourth doctor, uh, Dr. P, I am so much happier and productive after getting various lessons from Anna. I am still at work, 7 p.m. Chicago time, running my busy day by myself. Help is always a big plus. So this is a doctor who holds 3 medical degrees, one in pharmacy, one in naturopathic medicine, and one as a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. She has had help in her office, and sometimes she's all by herself. I am so much happier and successful after I got information I needed from the first time having a conversation with Anna. The more I was in tune with the program, the more I benefited. Results came as soon as I started applying my knowledge. So I'm going to repeat this one because I'm so touched by this. She said, I'm so much happier and productive after getting various lessons from Anna. She was still at work, 7 p.m., running a busy day all by herself. Help is always a big plus. I'm so much happier and successful after I got information I need from the first time she had a conversation with me. The more I was in tune with the program, the more I benefited. Results came as soon as I started applying my knowledge. So mindset is a huge part of our practice, of our training, but I go far more into that. So I know I'm keeping that very vague, but that's the premise, huge concept of our training with the business acumen. I will be teaching the fundamentals of the business acumen of successful acupuncturists this Saturday. You can go to the academyofacupuncture.com, but I'll also be sharing some mindset, some correct mindset, because you can learn how I do things day in and day out, but until you understand how to think properly. And just because there are people who are licensed acupuncturists, not all licensed acupuncturists know how to correctly use their energy not all licensed acupuncturists know how to harness their power in order to create the life that they want. And this is what I specialize in. So I want to share another great testimonial by Dr. Number 5. Thank you for going through this video with me. For those of you who are still with me, I hope you can sense how passionate I am with successfulacupuncturist.com, how grateful I am to be part of the Academy of Acupuncture, how grateful I am to teach the business acumen of successful acupuncturists. This is a new passion for me. I love helping other doctors. I want people to cut the learning curve. I wish I had an Anna Dolopo that helped me from 1999 to 2006. But obviously, the student was not ready until I met Dr. Richard Tan. I suffered a lot emotionally. I put in a lot of sacrifice, and I almost quit how many times. So, for those of you, I may just be talking to one person right now. But if you're that one person who feels like this medicine isn't serving you because you're not gaining financially, I understand. I understand because being a healer and being a business person are two different hats. And so um, that's why I'm sharing these testimonials because one person, one potential student asked 6 questions, and I didn't expect these tremendous answers to just come. I answered him privately. I gave my answers, and I'll share those answers with you. But these are answers that were unsolicited by me. They came from their hearts. And again, I've signed at least 35 plus elite black belts over the last couple of years since 2019. But there are some people who just really shine. And I train jiu-jitsu, and some people excel really fast, and some people take their time. I'm not a very gifted, naturally gifted Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner, and this is my 9th year practicing. And I'm very grateful. I earned my purple belt last year, and I have to take private lessons. I have to watch videos. I have to put in extra time just to be able to be at my level. Um, my priorities are my family and my practice. And there are some, I'm using that as an example, as an analogy. Some people are with me, they're not going as fast as other doctors, but that doesn't mean that they're not trying. I know that they're trying. Some people are going through some hardships due to COVID. Some people are going through personal hardships. One of my elite black belts had a few losses, very, very close personal losses. Um, Difficulty with when there's deaths in the family, or if people just got married, or having kids. I know that we're in different phases in our lives, and so there was a time when I did not excel in the business acumen of being a licensed acupuncturist. I did not excel, but I learned over time how to excel, and I learned how to prioritize my life. And I will say that having kids really does teach you how to, you know, bust your ass. I don't know how else to say it. It really makes you reprioritize, you know, bringing home more bacon. School does cost money. Having a clinic does cost money. Being able to charge, that's a hard thing for many licensed acupuncturists. I remember working with this great herbalist, and he was a great teacher, but he didn't know how to charge. He's like, I don't know, charge $25. $25 isn't going to keep your lights on. $25 for treatment is not going to keep your lights on. You have to know how to correctly charge. So on that note, I'm going to share this really great testimonial. This is by Doctor Number 5. She's also a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, as well as, I believe that's her title, as well as a functional medicine doctor with regards to Chinese medicine. Hi P, you won't be disappointed. She's talking about my work. I was 75-25 insurance cash. So she was taking 75% insurance, 25% cash, and was looking to convert to all cash. When I signed up with Anna, my staff quit 48 hours later. I nearly crapped my pants. Thanks to her systems, support, she was always available when I texted or called, I realized I could streamline and no longer needed staff. That's important. Within 3 months, I terminated 7 insurance contracts. Currently only have 1 left. This testimonial is at successfulacupuncturist.com. Look up less insurance, more cash. No loss of income in the transition, as other business consultants have told me in the past. So other business consultants told her that if she were to transmute her insurance, convert her insurance to cash patients, that she would lose business. And I told her, no, you won't. You're going to make more money. So far, having worked with me 3 months into it, into the elite black belt training program, she is still making the same amount of money, and eventually she's going to be making more. You have to understand something. When we're taking cash based patients as opposed to insurance based patients, we're putting out less effort. You don't need as much time to do the insurance billing. You don't have to wait for the money to come in. So, this is a huge testimonial. uh, I'm going to repeat certain things. Thanks to her systems support, and she put in parentheses, she was always available when I texted or called. I realized I can streamline and no longer needed staff. So you asked me, Anna, how are you able to see 80, 90, 100, 110 plus patients a week and have a business, doing this business, but also having a family, being married, and also do jujitsu and other things that I do? Well, it's because I walked away from the insurance field in 2008. I walked away from taking insurance in 2008. They owed me thousands of dollars, and I didn't want to reach out to my patients at Christmas time in 2008 and say, hey, your insurance owes me 50, 500, $2,000. I wasn't going to do it. And also, it was during the housing crisis, and I just did not think that was appropriate or ethical at the time. I was very upset with these insurance companies. I understand people need to pay with insurance. We pay for medical insurance, but when I pay for chiropractic, acupuncture, when we pay for my pediatrician, I pay out of pocket. Top doctors, a lot of them do not take insurance, and many people do take insurance. I walked away in 2008, and I haven't looked back. And I have been able to give more time to my children. This particular doctor, doctor number 5, I'm reading in order, so no one was given any priority. I'm reading these testimonials in order. She has 2 children, and we've known each other since 2003, and when she's been in practice for 17 plus years now. And I met her right before she became licensed, so I've seen her grow. This means a lot to me. Within 3 months, I terminated 7 insurance contracts, currently only have 1 left. No loss of income in the transition, as other business consultants have told her in the past that she would. And I told her, no, you won't. In fact, my revenue stream went up. I will repeat that. My revenue stream went up. That's the business acumen of successful acupuncturists in a nutshell. When I say I help doctors make more money, you can take that statement to the bank and you can cash it. You can cash that check when I say that, because over and over and over, my students are following a system. Just like in my practice, the Elements in Harmony Acupuncture and Chinese herbs. Go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. You'll see my track record. I'm still uploading from my other 2 older websites, testimonials and videos. I create systems. A system is a process that you can repeat over and over and over and expect similar results. Whether that's for fertility, digestion, headaches, neck pain, lower back pain, helping doctors make more money, go from, having more patients in a cruise ship, or being able to go from practicing from home to home and opening up a practice, or going from another doctor's office into your own office, going from cash to insurance to cash. I have systems in place. I have systems in place that people can use and be more efficient, be more streamlined, and make more money. At the end of the day, hey, you got to make more money. I'm probably the one acupuncturist in the planet saying, I will help you make more money. My mentor helps me so that I can spend more time with my family. I'm going to reiterate today, instead of going to kickboxing, what I did was I spent time in the morning walking one of my dogs, and I walked with my 16-year-old and 3-year-old and my husband. And we had a nice long walk. And then later on, I took another walk with my 10-year-old and my 3-year-old. And then I took a shower, got ready for my day, and I went to the mall, and I hung out with my 3-year-old, and we went shopping and had beautiful lunch. And then I came here and I meditated, and I started work at 4 o'clock. That's a big deal for me. That is a work-life balance, and I love being able to do that. That's every Tuesday for me. So my revenue stream went up. I have 7 treatment rooms, no assistants. I think she's all private rooms. She has 7 treatment rooms, no assistants. She used to have 2 employees. And like she said, in the first 48 hours of working with me, her employees quit. They were pursuing other dreams, which is good for them. But she was able to save, I think, at least $6,000 a month. She sees over 100 patients per week. Let me repeat that. This fifth doctor has been in practice for 17 plus years, and she wanted to go from insurance to cash. She's now achieved that in 3 months. She's seeing over 100 patients a week. She works 2.5 days a week, raised her fees. That was the goal. 3 months. I want you to really think about that. So like I said, whether you're just starting or if you're a seasoned acupuncturist, I can help you make more money. That's why I'm making this video, because I'll be teaching in 4 hours, the cliff notes, the fundamentals of the business acumen of successful acupuncturists this Saturday, April 3, with the Academy of Acupuncture. This will not be recorded, as far as I know, and it will not be taught again with the Academy of Acupuncture, as far as I know, until 2022. So if you think you're working and you got to make the money this Saturday, I promise you, what I will teach you will not just, you're going to learn so much more. Then I understand if you have to work this Saturday, but I'm going to tell you, if you do make the sacrifice and not work this Saturday, you will learn tremendously from me this Saturday. So this doctor is seeing 100 patients plus a week, 100 more patients a week. She's working 2.5 days a week. She raised her fees. As an example, for one insurance contract, I had to see 10 patients to equal 3.5 patients cash. I'm spending my time on this one because this is the essence of my training right here. This is the gold right here. This is huge. If you thought the Alfa Romeo thing was huge, this is huge to me, because this means that this doctor's very teachable. She listens, she applies the knowledge immediately, and she sees the results. As an example, for one insurance contract, I had to see 10 patients to equal 3.5 cash-based patients, which is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Would you rather see 10 patients, work your ass off for 10 patients, and then you have to wait for the payments to come in? Or would you rather have 3, she put 3.5 patients, so let's say 3 or 4, however you want to round, 3 patients, less work, not have to do insurance billing, and the cash is right there. Which would you rather do? That's a no-brainer. She didn't go from 10 patients to 6 patients. He said 10 patients to 3 patients. Just, and she doesn't have to pay staff to bill. So that's a no-brainer. I spend about 30 minutes a day working on Anna's program. She spends about 30 minutes a day working on my program. Sometimes more, because I love it. I read this testimonial earlier and I fell in love with it. And as I break this testimonial down, I'm falling in love with it more and more. Let me break this down. She's making more money. She's seeing less insurance patients. She's spending more time with her kids. She's spending 30 minutes a day or more working on my training program, and sometimes more, because she loves it. It's very exciting and stimulating to see each person's videos, posts, and successes. She's talking about all the other elite black belts. I'm so grateful for this, I have created a network of licensed acupuncturists and doctors of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, as well as other types of doctor, whatever degrees, disciplines they carry. They're all in my elite black belt program, and it's just growing, and I'm only in my 2nd year. And I'm doing the same thing with elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. I'm showing my results. I know this is a very long testimonial video, and I'm proud of that. To receive 5 great testimonials, and they're so explicit and in being able to share how they've worked with me. I didn't want to just put this down on paper. I really wanted to express this with my, with my words, with my emotions, with my body language. And so when she says it's very exciting and stimulating to see each person's videos, posts, and successes, she's talking about the work that my elite black belts are putting out, because we are there to encourage each other. I have seen on Facebook last year, I took myself off certain forums of licensed acupuncturists because they were saying bad things about each other, saying negative things about each other. And I see this. I want nothing to do with that. My elite black belt program, even the business acumen of successful acupuncturists, There's no cutting down. There's no condescending. We're all here. Hey, we're all licensed acupuncturists and doctors of Chinese medicine. We're here to support each other wherever you are in the world. My Zoom business for fertility training, which was uh, sometime in February or March, um, someone signed on last minute in Finland. We're all here to support each other. I don't care what country you're in, I don't care what languages you speak. We are here to support each other. And so when she shares that, we're here to cheer each other up, cheer each other on. We're here to really edify each other. Everyone in the Elite Black Belt program is just fabulous, and it is by default. Uh, and it by default encourages the best in us. I'm going to repeat that. Everyone in the Elite Black Belt program is just fabulous. And it is by default encourages the best in us. I happen to be the leader of this program. I created this program, and I'm so grateful that I have created a program of people who support each other. I have other Elite Black Belts who are doing their very best. One of them just gave birth, and even though she didn't leave a testimonial, she's doing extremely well. She just gave birth to her second child, and she works for a medical doctor who has, she's the only acupuncturist, and she's top performing in that clinic. And she's happy with that. She loves working in a place where she's an employee. She's a licensed acupuncturist, and she's doing extremely well. So that's an example also of, someone who's in a clinic, someone else's clinic, and performing well. One of my students is a medical doctor who is studying directly from a licensed acupuncturist, a seasoned licensed acupuncturist. She's learning, she's being very reverent with the field of Chinese medicine. She's learning directly with Dr. Eileen Han, and she is practicing in an FHQC here in California, and she's really loving Chinese medicine, and she uses my training for other things, and especially in regards to networking and creating a program for herself that she would be very, very thrilled to use as a medical doctor practicing Chinese medicine correctly, not just medical acupuncture, but really practicing, especially balanced method acupuncture. So I'm going to continue with testimonial number 5. Please don't delay. You will be so blown away by the internal power you have inside to get everything you want. I love that. Please don't delay. You will be so blown away by the internal power you have inside to get everything you want. That's the essence of my training. I'm so grateful to receive that. Anna's program will surprise you in amazing ways. My heart is so touched by these testimonials. And Dr. P shared, I'm about 60% insurance, and they pay well, so he doesn't want to get rid of it. Fine, that's great. So if you're really liking being an acupuncturist, and you're taking insurance, if whatever you're happy with, don't change it. Doctor number 6 shared a testimonial. Same feedback from me. This is the one who has a biochemistry degree, PhD, and she's also a clinical hypnotherapist and a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, or at least she's a licensed acupuncturist. Same feedback from me, Peter. She's in Maryland, I believe. You put in whatever amount of energy and work that suit your need. I saw results the very next day I started with Anna. Cut my work hour from 5.5 days to 3.5 days, earning the same. She's also a mother. She has 2 children. These women work hard. But I teach them how to be very efficient. I have some male doctors who are also really kicking butt. Women tend to talk more. But one thing that I said to Dr. P, who is a man, I gave him 3 specific names of male doctors who've worked with me so he can get their insights, because their input as men can be very beneficial for him to understand. These are women leaving messages, testimonials. I saw results the very next day I started with Anna. Cut my work hour from 5.5 days to 3.5 days, earning the same. Got rid of 1 insurance. Very happy with where I am now. 4 rooms, no assistant. She's making great money. If I ever want to expand, I know Anna will help me achieve it in a very short amount of time. She's married, she has 2 kids, she holds 3 degrees, and she's very happy with the money she makes. She told me it wasn't so much about making more money for her, it was about having more energy and having more time. You saw that 5.5 days to 3.5 days. That's huge. So those are 6 testimonials. I really broke this down. Again, I'm teaching with the Academy of Acupuncture this Saturday, April 3, 7:30 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. You can register directly at the Academy of Acupuncture, and you'll see it in all trainings. $200. I think it's a steal. Ask Dr. Brad Wisnitz. I'm so grateful. On one of the forums, on Mark Montoya's Facebook forum, he said that he promotes my work, and he thinks that $200 is a steal, and I'm so grateful, Dr. Wisnitz, that you shared that. We met back in 2006, 7, I believe, and I've really watched him grow as a speaker, as a doctor, and I'm astounded by his results, both as a doctor and also as a lecturer and as a huge proponent of Chinese medicine. He has his own seminars, and I'm just following the footsteps of many great people in front of me. This business consulting program is my heart and soul right now, as well as my acupuncture program here in beautiful Laguna Hills. You can visit me at elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. For those of you who are licensed acupuncturists, doctors of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, whatever your titles are around the world, I am live streaming this April 3, 7:30 in the morning with the Academy Acupuncture Pacific Standard Time. Please do join us. It's going to be powerful. If you want to buy my book, go to successfulacupuncturist.com. I think it's /book. You'll see it right there. You'll see Train with Anna. You'll see my newsletters, all on successfulacupuncturist.com. For those of you who are Dr. Eileen Hahn's students, please do consider checking out my website, checking out my work. Ask any of my elite black belts, and they'll tell you how they feel. But this is the testimonial of 6 of my top performing elite black belts. And to those of you who shared your experiences with me, I am beyond grateful. So telegram me at 1-619-341-4341. I'd like to thank my mentors, my family, and for those of you who've been my patients, for any of my patients watching this, but also to my students and to any potential students. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to dazzle you. I did a video called Dazzle Them. Give them what they want and dazzle them. My videos only training is available for $75 a month. My elite black belt training is available for $500 a month. You can just sign up directly at successfulacupuncturist.com. I have streamlined everything to allow people to start training with me as soon as right now. All right, take care. Have a great night.